All right. So tell me about the lesson, how you think it went.
I think it went pretty well. The class you specifically observed is generally a pretty quiet, well-behaved class, as you could probably tell. In my other class periods, there was a lot more working together type of thing, but they just prefer to be quiet, so they're often very quiet.
Yeah. Have you done anything to like get them to interact more?
Yeah, they have interacted some. If you ask them to and make it like a requirement, they will speak. Like they're just a very well-behaved, quiet class for the most part.
Yeah. Tell me about the stations activity. Like, why did you plan that? Not so much the content, more like the strategy behind it.
I've noticed that, well, one, with the classes that I have, there's a lot of lower level readers, and if you break readings up into little segments, they're a lot more likely to actually do them and get some information from them than if you were to give them one big thing. So it's kind of just breaking it up and having transitions that get them to complete work that they otherwise might not do.
Yeah.
And having it on paper versus on the Chromebook is also good.
Yeah. I definitely have noticed that too. I liked how the way the activity was planned, like kids didn't really have the ability to opt out. Like every kid was doing something.
There's a time limit, so if they don't get it done in that time limit, it's gone.
Yeah.
Which I think is very helpful for just classroom management stuff too.
Yeah, I do. And I think that's like a testament to like organization behind the activity is more important than almost anything, because then the students don't have time to, if you don't give them time to be off task, they're less likely going to be off task. So how did this, so when I left, they were still, let's see, you were actually when I left, you were transitioning from the stations activity to the final activity. So tell me more about kind of assessing whether or not they met the learning objective.
Yeah, well, with their historical fiction writing, they're supposed to be able to take some of the information they learned from the different readings and implement it into something that they create. And this shows me if they actually grasp the main concepts or not. Those have not all been turned in yet. They're working on those right now.
So they're still working on those. So that's going to be mixing kind of what they learned, plus there's like some creativity to it.
Yeah, so they'll be graded on creativity, implementing what they actually learned, which also kind of combats AI submissions and things like that, because they're supposed to actually include what was actually in the readings and not other facts from the internet, and I talk about that too.
Oh, that's good. AI submissions. Those are so hard. Nowadays, it's getting so good. It's so hard to even know what is and what isn't. It's wild.
And I mean, sometimes it's easy with some of the lower level writers, because if it's good, you're confused.
Yeah, you're like, you don't know what this word means, I'm pretty sure. I've done that before. I've asked a student, what does differential mean? And they're like, I'm like, well, you put it in. That's funny, yeah. Well, that's kind of wild. That's the next thing we're going to have to deal with, because it's getting so good that.
Yeah, for sure.
Man. All right. Well, I think that's really about it. I really liked the activity because I've done stuff like that in the past. I like that you're attaching it to like a creativity thing as well. I think that's important. I don't think we kind of do enough of that sometimes in learning. But yeah, it was great. So thank you.
Okay.